A brilliant team of scientists spends 15 to 20 years and billions of dollars, only to watch their promising compound fail in clinical trials. A staggering 90% of all potential drugs meet this fate. It's a process built on educated guesses, on hunches about how certain molecules might interact, followed by an agonizingly slow and expensive process of trial and error. This isn't just inefficient, it's a tragedy. It means countless potential cures for devastating illnesses have been left gathering dust on a laboratory shelf simply because we lack the tools to find them. But now that's all changing. The script is being flipped. In just the last year, a new era has dawned. Quantum-accelerated drug discovery is moving from theory to reality, and it's already delivering therapies that were once the stuff of science fiction. We're seeing custom-built cancer treatments designed for a single patient, being formulated in a matter of weeks, not decades. We're seeing the creation of novel antibiotics that can outmaneuver the most drug-resistant bacteria. And we're seeing the first real glimmers of hope for neurodegenerative disorders like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, diseases once considered an irreversible decline. The legendary astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson captured the essence of this revolution perfectly. He noted that quantum computing doesn't just make drug discovery faster, it unlocks entirely new realms of possibility that were, until now, completely impossible. We are entering an age where medicine is no longer a game of chance, but an act of creation, where we can engineer remedies with atomic-level precision. So in this episode, we will journey to the heart of this revolution. We'll explore exactly how quantum computing is transforming drug discovery. We'll spotlight some of the incredible therapies already emerging. And we'll unpack what this means for the future of personalized medicine and healthcare for every single person on this planet. To truly appreciate the magnitude of this quantum leap, however, we first need to understand the colossal mountain that traditional medicine has been trying to climb. Think about the human body. It's not just a collection of organs. It's a universe unto itself. A bustling metropolis of nearly 40 trillion cells, each one containing a mind-boggling array of proteins, enzymes, and receptors, all engaging in a constant, high-speed molecular ballet. Health is the beautiful harmony of this dance. Disease is what happens when the music stops, when a single step is missed. Traditional drug discovery has been like trying to fix this dance with the lights off. The process is one of smart guesswork, followed by brute force experimentation. First, scientists identify a target, say, a specific protein that's overactive in a cancer cell, or a receptor in the brain that isn't functioning correctly. Then, the real slog begins. They screen massive libraries, sometimes containing millions of chemical compounds, hoping to find one that hits the target in just the right way. It's like throwing millions of different keys at a lock, hoping one will turn. The sheer inefficiency is staggering, and it all comes down to a problem of scale. The number of possible small molecule compounds that could be made into drugs is estimated to be 10 to the power of 60. That's a 1 followed by 60 zeros. To put that in perspective, there are only about 10 to the power of 80 atoms in the entire observable universe. Even the most powerful supercomputers we have today can only chew through this vast chemical space one molecule at a time. Sequentially, they can barely make a dent. The renowned physicist and author Brian Greene offered a powerful analogy to grasp this scale. He said it's like being tasked with finding one specific unique grain of sand, not just on your local beach, but on every single beach and every single desert on the entire surface of the earth. And your only tool is a pair of tweezers. You can only pick up and examine one grain at a time. That is the monumental, almost hopeless task of old-school drug discovery. But the problem isn't just about the sheer volume of possibilities. It's deeper than that. The way drugs actually work in our bodies, the way they bind to a protein, the way they are metabolized, the way they interact with other molecules is governed by the strange and counterintuitive laws of quantum mechanics. Processes like electron tunneling, where an electron can pass through an energy barrier, it shouldn't be able to cross, or quantum entanglement, where the state of one particle instantly influences another, are happening inside you right now. Classical computers, built on the simple logic of O south and 1 south, are fundamentally incapable of accurately simulating this quantum reality. They can only approximate it, which leads to flawed models. This is why the pharmaceutical industry has been hemorrhaging money and time on failures. The models were incomplete. And this economic reality has a heartbreaking human cost. People suffering from rare diseases are often left behind because the potential market is too small to justify the billion-dollar gamble of traditional drug development. Charles Liu, an astrophysicist at the American Museum of Natural History, frames this limitation vividly. He compares classical methods to trying to understand a grand symphony by analyzing one musical note at a time. You can identify the C sharp, then the F, then the B flat. You can list all the notes, but you will completely miss the harmony, the melody, the emotional power of the entire orchestra playing in concert. Quantum computing, he says, finally allows us to hear the full orchestral harmony. It lets us see, for the first time, the complete molecular symphony that creates health or sparks illness. So how does quantum computing achieve this? It completely rewrites the rules of computation by harnessing the very quantum mechanics that classical computers can't handle. Instead of using bits that are either a 0 or a 1, a quantum computer uses qubits. Thanks to a principle called superposition, a qubit can be a 0 and a 1, and every value in between, all at the same time. Think of it this way: a classical computer trying to find the right key for a lock must test one key, then the next, then the next. A quantum computer, by putting its qubits in a state of superposition, can essentially test millions of keys simultaneously. It's not just a serial process made faster. It's a massively parallel process that explores a vast landscape of possibilities in a single computational step. It can assess thousands of potential drug candidates at once, predicting not only their effectiveness, but also their potential side effects, their metabolic pathway, and how they might be improved. But the true killer app, the feature that makes it so uniquely suited for biology, is its ability to nail those inherently quantum biological processes. It can perfectly model how the electron clouds of a drug molecule and a target protein will interact and bind. It can simulate the spooky action of entangled orbitals that determine the strength and specificity of that bond. Jana Levin, a professor of physics and astronomy at Barnard College, puts it best: a quantum computer doesn't just simulate these biological processes. In a way, it replicates them. The computer's internal logic is operating on the exact same quantum principles that govern the molecule it's studying. It's like using water to study the flow of water. The computer is speaking biology's native language. It becomes a virtual molecular laboratory where we can conduct perfect experiments without ever needing a physical sample. The payoff from this are almost difficult to overstate. Promising drug candidates can be identified in days or weeks, not years. We can predict how a drug will be metabolized based on a specific patient's genetic makeup before they ever take a pill. We can design cocktails of multiple drugs that work in synergy without clashing. And perhaps most excitingly, we can finally take aim at diseases caused by undruggable targets, proteins that were previously considered impossible to interact with because of their complex or fleeting structures. One of the most spectacular early victories has been in the field of protein folding. Proteins are the workhorses of our cells, and their function is entirely dictated by their complex, three-dimensional shape. A protein is like a piece of origami. Its power comes from its final folded form. When proteins misfold, they can clump together and cause catastrophic damage, leading to diseases from Alzheimer's and Parkinson's to cystic fibrosis and many cancers. For decades, predicting how a simple chain of amino acids would fold into its final, intricate shape was one of the grand challenges of biology. Quantum computers, by modeling the quantum forces between every atom, are cracking this problem. This allows us to design drugs that can act as chaperones to guide a protein into the correct fold, block a misfolded protein from clumping together, or even preemptively fix the biological glitches that lead to misfolding in the first place. As Elon Musk described it, this represents a complete paradigm shift. We are moving from throwing darts in the dark to using a laser-guided targeting system. We're no longer guessing at molecules. We are engineering them for a guaranteed outcome. And these are no longer just theories. They are producing real-world results that are already beginning to reshape patient care around the globe. Let's look at where this quantum revolution is making its first most dramatic impact. In oncology, the age of carpet bombing the body with chemotherapy is coming to an end. Chemo is notoriously brutal because it attacks all fast-dividing cells, killing cancer but also wreaking havoc on hair follicles, the immune system, and the lining of the gut. Quantum computing allows for the creation of truly bespoke therapies. By sequencing the genome of a patient's specific tumor, we can identify unique protein markers on the surface of their cancer cells. A quantum computer can then design a drug molecule that binds only to that unique marker, like a key designed for a single unique lock. This results in targeted strikes that destroy the tumor while leaving healthy cells completely unharmed. At leading cancer centers, quantum model immunotherapies are also being designed to perfectly simulate the interaction between a patient's immune cells and their cancer, leading to treatments that supercharge the body's natural defenses with far greater success rates and milder side effects. For infectious diseases, we are in a desperate arms race against antibiotic-resistant superbugs. Bacteria evolve so quickly that they can develop defenses against our best drugs. Quantum computing gives us a decisive edge. As AI pioneer Stuart Russell highlights, instead of finding one way to attack a bacterium, we can use quantum simulations to discover 5 or 6 completely new lines of attack simultaneously. The bacterium might evolve to block one pathway, but it cannot possibly evolve to block all of them at once. This multi-pronged approach dramatically slashes the odds of resistance ever developing. But perhaps the most profound and hopeful frontier is in neurology. Diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and ALL remain stubbornly untreatable because the brain is an organ of staggering complexity, and its chemistry is deeply quantum. From the way neurotransmitters jump across synapses to the way protein aggregates form plaques, quantum effects are at play. For the first time, we can model these systems. This is leading to the design of agents that don't just slow the progression of these diseases but show the potential to halt or even reverse them. Clinical trials for these new classes of drugs are ramping up, and the early data is, to put it mildly, dazzling. We may be on the cusp of an era where these ancient plagues are rendered treatable or even erased entirely. As Brian Greene underscores, this isn't just an improvement in medicine. It marks the beginning of a completely new chapter. We are entering a time where our ability to cure disease is no longer limited by our computational power, but only by our fundamental understanding of biology itself. The primary bottleneck to discovery is being shattered. What does all of this ultimately lead to? What is the pinnacle of the quantum medicine revolution? It's a concept called hyper-personalized medicine. This is the end of the one-size-fits-all drug. It's the beginning of medicine custom-built for your body, and your body alone. Imagine this future. A quantum computer takes your complete genetic sequence, your real-time biomarker data, and the specific molecular details of your ailment. It then runs a perfect simulation of how a potential drug would dance with your unique biology. It can predict exactly how you will metabolize the drug based on your liver enzyme gene variants. It can model how the drug will be distributed throughout your body based on your unique physiology. It can calculate its precise potency against the specific version of the disease-causing molecule in your cells. As Charles Liu envisions, this is a future where your doctor prescribes a medication literally sculpted for your DNA, your medical history, and your lifestyle. This is quantum computing's ultimate gift, true personalization. In cancer treatment, This means an immunotherapy designed to target the unique mutations present only in your tumor. In mental health care, it means antidepressants and antipsychotics fine-tuned to your specific neurotransmitter levels, brain structure, and genetic predispositions, maximizing efficacy while virtually eliminating side effects. This power even extends to prevention. By analyzing your genetic and environmental risk factors, a quantum system could forecast your future disease risks and then help design a tailored nutritional plan or a preventative therapeutic to keep you healthy, acting as a molecular shield. Neil deGrasse Tyson contextualizes this as the ultimate fusion of physics, biology, and medicine. We are finally wielding the fundamental laws of the universe to fix biology at its most fundamental level. Economically, this revolution promises to slash healthcare costs. Therapies that are more effective and highly predictive mean fewer failed treatments, shorter hospital stays, and less money wasted on guesswork. It will also finally level the playing field for rare diseases. The economics of designing a niche drug for a few thousand people worldwide becomes viable when the discovery process is fast, cheap, and guaranteed to work. The millions of people who have been overlooked by the pharmaceutical industry will finally have hope. Ultimately, this quantum surge is poised to overhaul the very structure of healthcare within a decade. It will shift the entire paradigm from being reactive to being proactive. It will power early diagnostic tools that can spot the molecular flags of disease, a few misfolded proteins, a subtle genetic shift long before symptoms ever appear. These diagnostics will be paired with the quantum-designed therapies to nip diseases in the bud. When you blend this with other exponential technologies, the future becomes even more incredible. Imagine quantum-designed drugs delivered by nanorobots programmed to find a single specific cell. Imagine an AI constantly monitoring your body's molecular data and making real-time adjustments to your therapy. Imagine regenerative medicine, where we use quantum simulations to understand and guide the growth of new tissues and organs, eliminating the need for transplants. Experts in the field predict that this kind of quantum-powered care will be available for common diseases within a decade and will be the standard of care within 2. As Elon Musk envisions, medicine will finally become a true science, a discipline focused on rooting out the fundamental causes of illness, not just managing symptoms. It will reframe aging and disease not as inevitable fates, but as solvable engineering problems. This isn't just about better cures. It's about a redefinition of what it means to be healthy, what it means to live a long and vital life. This quantum revolution in medicine will undoubtedly be ranked among the most important public health achievements in human history. The journey from trying to find a single grain of sand on every beach on Earth to instantly comprehending a vast molecular symphony is a powerful one. It's a testament to human ingenuity and our relentless drive to understand the world, from the grandest cosmic scales to the tiniest quantum flutter. The lesson for us as we stand on the precipice of this new era is profound. The biggest walls we face, whether in medicine, climate change, or our own lives, are often not physical barriers, but limitations in our tools and, more importantly, our perspective. For centuries, we approached disease with classical tools and classical thinking. Now, by embracing a new quantum way of seeing the world, we are on the verge of solving problems we once thought were impossible. It's a powerful reminder to always question our assumptions, to be open to radically new approaches, and to never lose hope in the face of daunting challenges. So I want to leave you with a few questions to ponder. As this wave of quantum drug discovery washes over us, how do you feel? Are you thrilled by the promise of hyper-personalization, or are you wary of any potential unforeseen ripples? What disease or condition do you most hope this technology will conquer in your lifetime? And how do we, as a global society, ensure that this incredible power is distributed equitably, so it benefits everyone, not just the wealthy? I'd love to read your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious, stay healthy, and take good care of yourselves and each other. And if you want to stay ahead of the curve on the technologies shaping our world, Please, click that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. You won't want to miss what's next.